Hi, my name is Maya. This is like my fourth time trying to record this video because I keep forgetting to turn my microphone on. Holy shit, I am a terrible content creator, guys. Anyway, I'm here to talk about more things I'm completely unqualified to talk about. This time, what? We're talking about Pokimane. I don't need an introduction. She has 4.2 million followers on Twitter. This does not need introducing in any way, shape, or form. She's a Twitch streamer, I guess. That's about the only thing that's important. But she has a new business venture. We're changing the formula this time, by the way, because there's websites off of Twitter that I need to go to. So you get to see my whole browser screen while we do this. I know, isn't that a fucking privilege for you? Anyway, it's finally here, introducing new company, Mina Snacks. I can never find a perfect healthy snack that tasted good, so I made one for us. Who is us? The Midnight Mini Cookies are made with real non-GMO ingredients and added vitamin D. Are the ingredients not always real? I don't think I've ever had theoretical ingredients in my cookies, but I could be wrong. Maybe Oreos are now crafting that shit with imagination and fairy dust. God knows they would have to do that to get the glorious texture of that white cream in the middle. Anyway, yeah, so it's a startup business. It's cookies. We will look at the website later because it fills me with fucking dread every time I open this page. But yeah, it's a startup cookie business. I don't see why people would have a problem with this. Surely, it seems a reasonable thing to have, and you know, we've got you can kind of let's scroll down a little bit. This has been 2 years in the making. My heart is so full. My co-founder Darcy has 20 years plus in the snacks industry. Wanted to do everything right for you guys. The stats feel good. Taste is even better. Please ignore this image in the corner. We will get to that. So this is the graph that we'll look at later, but I just want to start say it now. Who is leading cookies, and why does that look like a fucking macaron? Okay, I don't think macarons are cookies. Hot take. I don't think any. I just don't. They don't look like cookies. They don't feel like cookies. Anyway, we're not talking about that. We'll get onto that graph later. But we have a little bit of a controversy going on, and this is Pokimane's post responding to that controversy. But here's one of the tweets about this bit. Pokimane's new product is apparently just rebranded Tootsie Midnight Mini Cookies, which he sells for 3 times the price. The only difference between the cookies is vitamin D3, $28 versus $10 for 400 grams. Scam, question mark? And you can kind of see on the image, the Tootsie Midnight Cookies and the nutrition label for both of them here. Where this one, 140 grams of calories, 140 grams of calories, 7 cookies a serving, 28 grams, blah, blah, blah. The only real difference on those labels is the 15% vitamin D3 MCG. I don't know what MCG means, but even listed there are 0 grams on the Tootsie ones, 15 grams on the Mina ones. And, you know, that will be reasonable. And Pokimane said there's confusion about the products I launched, and I'm here to set the record straight. You know, that's fair play. Let's hear what this thing is. By the way, before we go any further, the $28 is a disingenuous number. It's actually $7 for a bag of cookies, which is still fucking egregious, but we'll get to that. We're jumping around quite a bit for this video. I do apologize if I lose you, but I do encourage you to try and keep a track of whatever the fuck I'm waffling about. So, the batch of Mina cookies we're currently shipping were made 3 weeks ago. They're not a dropship product, and we own our formula. Disingenuous statement, in my opinion. We'll get to it. The cookies that are being compared to were also made by our manufacturer, Creation Foods, which specializes in healthy foods. The compared cookies had 1 test batch sold before they were retired. Months later, we partnered with Creation Foods and fell in love with the flavor profile of the Midnight Cookie. We then decided to work to refine and improve the formula, and we're very happy with the final product. While the ingredients list may look similar, they're entirely different in terms of ingredient, quality, quantity ratios, sourcing, the size and texture of the cookie, and of course the added vitamin D. Refining formulas is a very common food practice in the food industry, and around 70 to 80% of the foods you see in grocery stores are white labeled. That is the key point, which is why I think it's disingenuous to say you own your own formula, because it's still a white labeled food. Basically, I didn't study business too much for my audio degree, because why would I? But I did a little bit, and I just know a bit as well. White label foods are a manufacturing company will often just make the product anyway, and then different companies will pay the manufacturer to slap their branding on that on the exact same food. and ship it out to different stores. It's quite common in America. I don't know how common it is in England, but it's a good thing we're talking about an American product here, because it means I can just say it's common in America. Quite a lot of supermarkets will sell, frankly, the exact same fucking product 3 times next to each other with different branding and different pricing. So that's why I think it's not right to say you own your own formula. I think Creation Foods own the formula, not Mina. I could be wrong on that. Do not quote me. If anyone does know, please do correct me, because I think it's important to clarify that, and it's something that I don't 100% know on, and possibly could have done a bit more research before doing this video. Unfortunately, I decided to record this about 30 seconds before I am now recording it. That's why there's only so many things up at the top here. Anyway, moving on. Pokimane continues repricing. Making a healthy and quality snack with real gluten-free ingredients and added vitamins is not a cheap practice. If you've been following me for some time, you know I rarely take sponsorships because I try to be mindful of promoting or endorsing products. Good, I respect that. I haven't sold merch in years, I count my donations, and frankly, if I wanted a cash grab, it'd be silly to do that through a startup because they're extremely unlikely to profit in the first few years, and any profits we'd make go directly back into creating more quality products. I don't like that sentence. You have 4.2 million followers on Twitter. Your post about this netted fucking way less retweets than I thought it would, in all honesty. But the point still stands. You have a massive following. It's not unreasonable to say that any startup you do make would not do terribly at first, because you have this massive following that you can promote it through repeatedly, and you even promote them on your streams as well as Twitter. So I don't like that last sentence saying that startups are extremely unlikely to profit in the first few years. You're a streamer, you have a massive following, you reasonably could promote it enough that it would start to profit, because you don't really need a marketing budget, right? You are your fucking marketing budget. So I don't know how much being a streamer would affect those numbers, but I know it definitely does affect those numbers. And yeah, Mina has been a passion product to create a brand that provides healthy human snacks that we deserve. It's a 2-year passion product. Try the cookies and love them. So grateful and thank you. We're already working on new products and can't wait to show them all. Yeah, I don't. My problem isn't necessarily, like I say, I think it's not a bad way to discuss this controversy about the fact that it is seemingly the same foods. Pointing out that it's a white label food, but clarifying that you did work with the company to address the formula slightly. I think that's a very mature way to handle that, and about the only mature thing Pokimane has done regarding this. We're gonna move on quickly to this video. Pokimane responds to the price of the cookies. Someone in her chat on her stream said that the price of the cookies might be a little bit high.
$28 for cookies?
Hold on, let's.
When people are like, oh my god, $28 for cookies? It's 4 bags. That's $7 a bag. I know math is hard when you're an idiot, but like, if you're a broke boy, just say so.
If you're a broke boy, just say so. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Like, again, like, she does clarify there that $28 is for 4 bags. That's $7 a bag, but seven quid for a bag of cookies? I don't. That's fucking extortionate. I don't know how much Americans are paying for bags of cookies, but I could buy a bag of cookies here for like £1.50. Okay, they may not be the healthiest cookies in the world, but they are cookies. Don't get me wrong. I agree. Making like gluten-free and really healthy snacks costs more, but if you're a broke boy, just say so. No. You can't say that. And yeah, Chase Demore, a boxer and a footy player, next Netflix TV personality. I don't know who this is. They said this has to be a joke. Pokimane, there are people that work extremely hard daily doing jobs that most consider not as fun as streaming. There are better ways to word this. This is damaging not only to you, but those who are in business with you and this cookie, which I don't think is right. I don't think you should. It's important to specify that it's damaging to the people. Like, it's not. It's not damaging, it's just a dick move. It like you can just say it's a dick move. And Pokimane responds to this with while what I said was 100% intended to be a joke, I see why it came off as insensitive and I apologize for that. Or in other words, hey, I didn't expect to get backlash for saying that. Oh no. I also understand the current price of cookies may be expensive for some, and I promise we'll continue to consider pricing as to keep Mina as affordable as possible. Again, it's $7 a bag. It's just not reasonable. You can't say you understand it may be expensive, so we'll continue to consider pricing when it's $7 a bag, and your reaction to someone pointing out it's expensive was, if you're a broke boy, just say so. And then I also want to clarify that this was said towards one rude chatter. I did not at all intend it to be a general statement or towards my community. Who the fuck else was it? You're on a live stream. Okay, I need you to understand this, Chad, right? This was towards a live stream, okay? Frankly, people may not all have seen that one rude chatter pointing out that this shit is expensive. And if you're a broke boy, just say so is a pretty generalized way to address people when talking about your product. It's not, you can't just say you only wanted it to be towards one person when you're on a live stream to thousands of people. You can't just assume people will know that, okay? Like if you're in a small stream, all right? I'm a small streamer, and when you're on a small stream with just a few, maybe barely even double digits of chatters, you can expect that something you say is probably addressed to one or something a streamer says is probably addressed to one or two people. When you've got thousands, it is impossible to be able to expect that. So to clarify this, no, it doesn't. That doesn't work. You can't clarify this. But if this is true, and that they are going to consider pricing to keep Meta as affordable as possible, ignoring the fact I think they've failed already by it being $7 per bag, yeah, fair enough. It's important to make sure that your gamer cookies are affordable to gamers. A couple other people have pointed out. I just was this also a joke? And this is so scary, man. She's praying on her stands, ringing them out like a rag for every last penny. She's a manipulative liar, and once again pull the women get treated unfairly and sexist cards again. If sheep fans will lead it up. You're a dumbass who lacks reading comprehension skills to resort to regurgitating idiotic incel rhetoric instead of easily reading up on basic CPG/food industry practices. Praying for you. Which I think, I don't get me wrong, I think fuck 12 definitely took this a step above what was actually being talked about, but I mean, I respect the just outright, I respect the outright bluntness of the response, but equally you could, like, there are nicer ways to point out someone's a dickhead. This one was talking about a different streamer who says it's $5 because there was a streamer who was complaining that people weren't subscribing to her fucking in 2020 because said it's $5 an irrelevant amount of money. She shouldn't need the $5 from your subscription. If she argues it adds up to multiple, if multiple people give the $5 though, she realizes it works the same way when it comes to spending. But if you can't afford $7 for a bag of cookies, you're a broke boy, by the way. I just even if it is intended as a joke, it's not a very good one, and this does come off as a very PR heavy response, right? Which I understand. Once you hit a certain point, most of your responses are going to be PR heavy, especially when it comes to we're talking about a company that you've started as well. Most of your responses are going to be heavily PR based, but still, it just doesn't sit right. That kind of comment being a joke, it just doesn't feel right. Moving on, we've got I don't even know who this is. Crusader Twitch, the fucking, probably a tier 3 sub, gonna be honest. But nobody had anything to say when Mr. Bass started selling his generic ass candy bars and fast food burgers and fries. Suddenly everyone has a problem with Pokimane selling an actual healthy snack, no matter wonder why. kind of feels like it's insinuating either healthy snacks are bad or Lamau sexism in the industry. First off, Mr. Beast doesn't like the burgers and fries and is, at least last I heard, was still in the middle of suing the virtual dining concepts company for not keeping up standards. And there's a whole lawsuit going on around that that's not relevant enough for me to talk about right now. But I just wanted to bring a couple things up regarding the candy bars. So we're going to look at Mina's website, okay? And first off, this website offends me so much. I hate it, okay? This bit, fine. I don't mind this bit. I think you got the scrolling bar there. I don't hate that massively. You know, I think it looks almost fine. I don't like this little animation that plays. Especially when you try and view it from the bottom, where it just hold on, it just kind of clips into view. But whatever. It's got some decent information on here, and then there's this, where I am scrolling on the right side of the screen, and the left side of the screen is bringing up 3 fucking cars before I'm allowed to move on. I genuinely hate that. Jesus Christ. And then you got the pricing for the cookies here. And they're $7 per bag. You got some reviews, which we'll look at in a second. I don't know what this is, and I'm not fucking clicking it. You can sign up at the bottom. You know. And you got the FAQ, our story, contact, socials, blah, blah, blah. But notably, the cookies, $7 per bag. Mr. Beast Festivals, at least in the UK, I can only speak about that because I don't understand how much like $1 is actually worth. The only company that really sells them in the UK is a shop called The Spa, and they sell Feastables between £2 and £2.50. I think a bar of dairy milk of about the same size is roughly £1.50 to £2, so it's not even that egregiously priced in comparison. Your cookies cost $7. That is roughly about £6 in UK money. I say roughly because I don't 100% know the exchange rate. A packet of Oreos costs like £1.50. So like again, Oreos are not 100% comparable to a healthy gluten-free snack, but equally they are still cookies. I just it's just so egregious. Oh, by the way, you can subscribe. You can go for a subscription model where you can only pay $6.30 for a pack of cookies and get them delivered every 4, 6, or 8 weeks. So that's fine. That's better. And you can buy them in 4, 8s, and 12s. But you can't just buy one pack of cookies. What if I wanted 1 pack of cookies, chat? Okay. What if I wanted 1 pack of cookies? Also, again, this graph is the same one that was on Twitter. Who are leading cookies? Okay. You know, there's 14 grams. This is per serving, the sugars one specifically. But per serving, you got 14 grams of sugars, 200 calories against their 8 grams and 140 calories. Net carbs, they've got 16 grams and they're leading of 25 grams. Is it correct to compare your gluten-free, vitamin D, healthy cookies to just a general fucking cookie? Would it not be better to compare it to a leading healthy style snack? I think that would be better, so we can see how yours actually compares to the market it's going to, rather than just the general cookie market, because those are different markets. But without the clarification of who leading cookies are, it's hard to actually gauge where they sit in the market. You'll be shocked by how yummy these are. You own the fucking company. I think the balls of putting your own review for your fucking product on here is just but speaking of reviews, we have 3 reviews here, and you may be thinking, oh, there's like a second page for these reviews. First off, who is Natasha, Noah, and Zoe? I don't know, but they don't have a second page of reviews. This just slightly moves the scroll bar to the right. I just you know. But yeah, that's the long and short of it. I think Poki's not very good for this. I think this was a very immature thing to say. I don't think it was 100% intended to be a joke. Because if it wasn't 100% intended to be a joke, the cookies would not be $7 fucking per bag. Yeah, it's just ridiculous, to be honest. I think the idea of the snacks are great, but I think the social presence Poki has is just not great for a brand, if that makes any amount of sense. I liked this response to things, to actually address it, but then to under it, just you're a dumbass who likes reading comprehension skills, so you resort to regurgitating idiotic incel rhetoric instead of easily reading up on basic CPG and food industry practices. Praying for you. I just think that's a bit less mature. Admittedly, fuck 12 wasn't very mature in what they said, but they are called fuck 12. But yeah, what do you all think? If someone can correct me on who owns the product, the formula, that would be great. But yeah, that's all I really have to talk about this. Goodbye.